name is Mary Derbyshire. Welcome. I am a movement and fitness coach, and my methodology is the Alexander Technique, a mindfulness practice that teaches you how to move better. And guess what? When you move better, you feel better. And when you feel better, your whole life improves. I want to talk to you today about mobility, balance, and aging. For decades, I have been teaching people how to move better so that they can move more. We have some preconceived ideas that infiltrate our culture on what it means to get older. And I want to dispel some of these myths. The first myth is that aging just means that pain is inevitable, that aging accompanies pain or pain accompanies aging. And I'm here to tell you that that is just hooey. It's just not true. If the way that you are moving is the problem, learning how to move differently will solve that problem. And that's what the Alexander Technique addresses. And I'll talk more about that later. But I just want to tell you, I want to give you a big shout out here that just because you're getting older does not mean that your back has to hurt or your neck has to hurt. There are solutions to address these issues, and you can seek to live a pain-free life. The second big myth out there is that your mobility is definitely going to become compromised to the point that maybe you're going to end up inevitably to be on a walker or a cane. And this too is bunk. If you age with a mobility practice, you will be able to be mobile, right? I have a saying that I teach my students all the time: if you do it, you can do it. But if you don't do it, you can't. Meaning, if you move, you can move. But if you don't move, then that's where your immobility is going to come. So, and then the third thing is balance. And this is a big soapbox of mine these past few months, is that your balance is going to inevitably decline. And yes, it is true. Our balance starts to become compromised. This is going to shock you in our as early as our mid-40s. That's why it's really imperative that we all have a balance practice that we do almost daily or daily, so that we address the balance. Once again, if you do it, you can do it. If you don't do it, you can. Have you ever heard the expression that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure? Let that sink in. The same is true for your mobility. Now, I teach fitness classes to people into their 80s and their 90s, and they're all doing these moves that most people would think that, oh my goodness, I could never do that. But they can do it because they do it. So I know you're probably watching this and thinking, well, Mary, I have a bad back and I have a bad neck and my knees hurt. How you're asking me to move more when everything about me is telling me to move less? And I get that. I know this is a real problem. And that's predominantly the people who come to see me in my Alexander Technique practice. They come to see me because of bad backs and bad necks and bad knees, and because they have become less and less mobile as they've gotten older. This is where the Alexander Technique comes in. It is a wonderful practice that you can learn that helps you move more freely, with less muscular tension, improved balance and coordination, and increased mobility. And I think we all want that. We don't want to become the doddering old granny or grandpa stooped over a cane or a walker. We want to live independently, fully, joyfully in our bodies as we age. And this is what the Alexander Technique teaches you. So for decades, I have taught fitness. I have been a fitness instructor for the past 30 years. And for the past 25 years, I've been an Alexander Technique teacher. So over the years, I have melded these two worlds, if you will. And I teach sort of a hybrid of both. So I have a full, deep knowledge of fitness, and I have a full, deep knowledge of the Alexander technique. So I want you to do something for me today. I want you to take your hand, and I want you to make a fist with your hand. Good. Now let it go. And do that again. Make a fist with your hand. Good. A good fist, right? What's that fist usually for, right? To punch someone in the nose, right? We're not going to do that. So now I want you to ever so gently make the shape of the fist with your hand, but make it a gentle fist. Now, I know this isn't a perfect analogy, but it's pretty darn close. We have a preconceived idea of what a fist is, the big, strong fist. But that soft fist, if you look at it, it's still a fist. It still has the shape of a fist. Well, this is how we are in our lives. We have a preconceived idea of how much muscular tension it takes for us to get through our day. But what happens if we back off from that? What happens if we don't go after our day with bracing and hard edges and quick tempo? What if we lightened up a little bit and softened up a little bit, slowed our tempo down? I think what you would find is A, you feel better towards the end of the day. B, you'd find that by slowing down, you've actually speeded up. Another saying, haste makes waste. And you're just not using so much unnecessary energy and tension to get through your day. You can get through your day with less muscular tension, more joyfully, and a lot more ease. I think that sounds delicious to most of us. So you've learned a lot today. We've talked about aging and the misconceptions of aging. We've talked about a way for you, that there is a way, there is a technique that you can learn that can teach you how to move better. And you've also learned that you don't have to brace and push yourself through your day, that you can lighten up and allow yourself to go through your day. One big thing you'll find when you start to lighten up is that your body becomes more resilient, and you will see that your balance actually starts to improve. Think of yourself as more like a bending birch tree rather than a rigid oak tree, right? There's a classic statement in there is that, if you're going to weather or storm, you want to be that bendy birch tree and not that stoic oak tree, which is going to crack and fall over. You want to be able to be supple and not rigid. So one more thing I want to teach you about is that in order to improve balance, you need to challenge balance. Our world is very sedentary these days. We have TVs, we have computers, we have iPads, we have binge watching TVs, we've got Googling, and you can sit on your iPad for hours or look at your phone. We humans are designed to move. We are not designed to sit. Sitting is actually a fairly new construct over the past couple of 100 years. Before that, if we wanted to sit, we sat on a rock or a log, or maybe if we were lucky, a stool. The only people who had furniture were very wealthy people. But now we are surrounded by furniture and soft furniture and deep couches and lounge chairs that are difficult to get out of and encourage us to slump and slouch and not sit up straight and not be tall within our frame. And we sit all day. And this certainly is not challenging our balance. So it's important that we create a balanced practice within our day. It's important that we increase our mobility in our day. You may have heard the slogan that has been used in the past few years, that sitting is the new smoking. That's how detrimental too much sitting is. That's how bad it is for you to be a couch potato. And there's even new research that's saying that even if you go out and exercise for an hour a day, if the rest of your day you're a couch potato, well, that hour of exercise really doesn't do you all that much good. You have to be mobile and active and balanced throughout your day. And this is what I teach. This is what I preach, really. I am passionate about getting people moving. I am passionate about getting you out of pain so that you can move more and embrace your life. So I am here for you. I hope you join me in my next video in a couple of days, and we will learn more about the Alexander technique and how it interplays with balance. Thank you so much. I hope you have a beautiful day. Please leave comments below. Ask me questions. If you have any concerns that you would like me to address, I am here for you. Okay, be well. Have a beautiful day. Take care. Bye-bye.